Keeping litter out of Lake Erie, it's a big task, and the organization Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful and other groups, several have been teaming up over the past few months for the installation and the maintenance of what's called litter control booms at the bayfront.
Yeah, there are currently 2 of these booms or devices set up in Presque Bay, collecting trash samples and limiting the spread of debris. Our Caleb Yager has some insight tonight on, Caleb, how these devices work and how they are not only affecting marine life, but also the local economy. He's joining us live from the weather deck this evening. Caleb, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and Eva. If you take a look down at the bayfront, if you're walking around, you see a couple of floating orange objects. You're probably thinking, what are those things? Well, those are those litter control booms, but they're more than just orange floating objects. There are literally 1 foot of net beneath that trying to catch the trash that's passing through the water. Well, if you talk to a couple of Gannon students, they've been working all summer to see what is really in the water down at the bayfront.
School is back in session. But for Gannon students Kendall McGarity and Santiago Torres, they've been putting on the gloves and running tests for a pilot project since the beginning of summer.
I think it's going to be really beneficial for Erie and our community here.
And that project is this: 2 litter capture devices, also known as litter control booms, anchored in place at Presque Bay.
It's been highly successful.
Throughout the course of the summer, Santiago and Kendall have been collecting and testing debris samples caught by these devices to see what exactly can be found in the water at the bayfront.
I think our biggest trash that we find is like cigarette butts.
Yeah, that's what's, very detrimental to the water quality and the fishes that live in this environment.
And the litter going underneath them.
Don Benchkowski says that rain and wind really drive up where litter is and where it's coming from. And he also says that it's an obligation to protect this body of water.
This is a small step in that protection. We're on the doorstep of 20% of the world's fresh water supply right here.
And this not only affects marine life, but human life and the local economy.
We get a large number of visitors, even more than Yellowstone in a single numbers here in Presque Isle. So the lake is part of that, how many people are coming to visit.
Everybody can, help in terms of getting rid of their litter, a good way where it doesn't get into the environment.
Now, it is important to note that this is a pilot project, and these litter control booms, they've only been there for about 2 months, but the idea is to just keep adding more and more and make the water as clean as possible. Live from the weather deck, Caleb Yager, Erie News Now. Back to you guys.